So just over 3 minutes before the lights will go green. So the end of the pit lane. Probably for this. Sprint qualifying later on. So the first driver to come out Hamilton in the front row, and then the Spanish Grand Prix winner goes on to a fly. Slightly biased in saying Silverstone to pretty place, but bear in mind that it is one of the fastest circuits. They come to 324 kilometres an hour, which is quite something. So Lewis Hamilton didn't look that quick actually as he came out. May have decided just to have some training. Pretty much everybody would go to so to begin with, it's a case of people cycling through laps now. Max Verstappen down. Chris, it's getting a busy circuit. Fabini actually goes second. Kimi Antonelli
Go
on
on,
the
Louis.
1:31.277. It's Verstappen, Hamilton, Mansell. Can't necessarily compare for life in all of this. Down politics, that's where the issue must be time to run.
Somewhere to go, and they are all on the hard front that tyre, all of them. So, obviously, what we'll be up expect to get it quite all the time. So, as you said,
saving those mediums and softs and quicker tyres absolutely right. So yeah, the power aspect of the weekend is going to be another good show there. So you've got Ozzy Hatcher, the fastest currently, 15 minutes back from Kimi today. On the sides, your parents after Bottas, Fernando Alonso. Championships not been an easy start. That car in hands currently of what's this lap looking like for Lando? Personal best sector
around the lap, so he's obviously know that right through his delta on the dash, plus his voices from the pit lane and told to box because there's no cross finishing.
A lap here, 3.661 miles or 5.8 kilometres. The pit lane, Tom Spitter mentioned that the pit loss into a lap is 20 seconds. So it's probably lose by drive through, for example. Now George Russell is the entire pressing
yeah, I'm just looking at his track left there.
the last season, and of course, the two cars were completed the top 10 last weekend. Five teams completed the top 10 last weekend since 2024. So we have 5 cars, five teams, 10 cars from 5 teams. Racing the championship, racing rules at the moment. They are in 6th place, and they're just
very slow when he came past the pits. Slowly with the car ahead. Now, Chris, he picked up speed. No, still going pretty slow. Yeah, I'm not sure if feeling if that bit managing traffic, he would be back on that.
See what he does here. I think he's gone green in sector 1. Yeah, so he's pushing fine and he's got his personal best in sector 1. So it'll be interesting to see what he says as to why he was going so slow, because we've all seen it before where a car will drop off ever so slightly to pull the tyres, pull the brakes and able to go again. But that was an extreme style.
Drawing home at the end of this lap then, it fell on the road and got it's green then. Green in the sectors is a personal best, purple is an absolute best, and so this is going to be an improvement for Lewis then. He comes up now towards the line with 106 Grand Prix wins to his name. 7th he started in, 4th is the end of the lap for the Ferrari. Actually the last sector was fractionally down on what he did before the race. 201. It does bring it up the order for the last Stroll. Right, now we're looking at
You said watching Hulkenberg get a podium was absolutely brilliant. And if you
certainly got a warm up from the Beckett's grandstand. He slowed right down after the race in front of there. Yeah, huge cheer. It was 19th on the grid, that rest as well. That's perfectly timed pit stop. After that, we don't close. Really well. 240th attempt to do so in Grand Prix racing.
yeah, quite a day, wasn't it, for Nico Hulkenberg? I think the cheer for his third was probably on the par with that for Lando's win. Now, with 5.75, it's going to take a lot of getting used to. Back to an earlier iteration of McLaren where they were silver. Yes, that green.
On board there with Charles Leclerc. Let me just remind you that this is the 17th anniversary of the first ever Ferrari win. On the top of the
That used to be a break and turn in. Now it's flat bench.
Yeah, it's pretty much exactly what it would be like in this more nearer car, but I know normally it's a turn in and keep your foot down. That's not these drivers. Their experience up to sort of 5G through sections like that, which is putting sheer pressure through their body. Just sit down for a little and just drive fast. This is what we're looking at. Is that
two days straight. That's where they're able to get over too much around the circuit. And though, you know, some talk about whether they'll be going not quite flat out through all these corners, so they're not then recharging the battery. Super clipping out straights, which they want to avoid. But because we've got this limit now on 6 of our hopefully means they're not going to have to do that. He's not doing it. Come on, Andy!
Sometimes it's been done at the same time. Sometimes they actually have synchronized drivers on track. So that could well happen and they're able to make changes, particularly in sprint we get very fast
sprint, as well as the first ever World Championship Grand Prix, so physically so sorting out traffic as he goes down towards Stoke Corner. This does not necessarily slightly slow in the first two sectors of the lap, but again, it's not all about chasing the time. Friday and Saturday here last year, but it all came good on Wednesday. So again, there's a path developing around Pierre Gasly, again at the end of last season, saying I don't want to see this car again. It wasn't a great year for Alpine. The A526, the new car, has been a little better. Yeah,
for sure. But Pierre is a driver that is so good in a race distance. Gets caught up in lap one stuff. You know, he's really professional in that sense. And the good thing about this Silverstone race, I know that whether it's such a strategy race.
East events, copy that, East events.
Perez, they're very good speakers. Is having up, but having used the feedback from Helbig not helping, so a little bit of feedback there. But yeah, the extra car has definitely got something the fluoro paint that was on the car. That's actually not to necessarily check what it's doing, it's more so that they've made a change or done something and they're checking it's doing it. The nature of where that paint sits, not just on the pin, is exactly how they anticipated it to work. So it's
with 20 minutes to go, just under. Kimi Antonelli is second, Isaac Hadjar is third. Verstappen is sixth, seventh is Oscar Piastri, eighth Lando Norris, ninth is Gabriel Bortoletto. Let's have a thought about Gabriel Bortoletto at the Audi, because that's so far, he's pretty decent, he's on the pace.
Yeah, he had such a different year last year, and he's I think Audi have done a tremendous job with it. The operation taking over existing operation. Jonathan Wheatley, of course, was involved there. Now they've got Alan McNish, and McNish is he certainly knows, he's certainly adapted very well from being a driver to so he's done a fantastic job, and I think they generally speaking, with Bortoletto and Hulkenberg at the moment in his customary 11th place. They haven't crowed about him too much either, but just do deserve credit.
Gabriel Bortoletto, don't forget, Formula 3 champion. So coming against the Mercedes into the 129 for George Russell, coming down Wardstone corner. He's managed to get through any traffic that was around. Tidy as well, uses the curve, but doesn't go too far. There is one other car on the road coming down the Clyde corner, and the Mercedes now accelerates. George Russell comes across the line, and he goes quickest on 129. So notwithstanding the wrong direction, good effort that by another of the British drivers that are trying to Brit, and his next target in terms of time will be another Brit. I'll believe that. The flag is imminent at 20 seconds. This is how lap time is for track and fences in turn 15 at Stoke Bridge. Session that for Lewis, and that will give a bit of a boost to Ferrari.
McLaren, Red Bull. 2x2, yeah, exactly.
Racing Rules 10. 11 is where you find the best, or the better, rather,
Exactly, that's mystifying me, absolutely.
and it's the better part. Has issued a bulletin to say that drivers in this session and also in the gone down the pit lane, some just lagging back a little bit.
Yeah, they just use their time wisely for those guys that are likely to get through. And obviously, with the way it expect to sort of be in that bottom view, so it's now just a case of making sure that there's no
Qualifying 2.
Okay, so tyres to keep an eye on, mediums, the yellows in the wall. Jay, and maybe Don as well. Question for you. Whereas now it's self-contained. Now, does that affect the way the teams have to work out? Does have pressure.
Yeah, there's always pressure to the session because or an issue needs to be strategy focus on the real quality. But these teams are all fighting for points because points means position because in the long run it gains them an advantage over the rival teams.
Right, so that first push back, the clock doesn't have to tick down 12 minutes, just under 9 of them already. So you lose is effectively rookies, they drop in a huge crowd, and so that's now. They're starting to build up the pace going down towards Cox Corner. Now Holly Bowden, international single seater rule comes forward again, second full season for the Haas team. Sergio Perez, Valtteri Bottas is next. Winning those that aren't pushing quite so hard early doors, but as you ride with Kimi Antonelli rides the curve on the inside, coming towards the end of the lane now into Club Corner, this long right, ready to accelerate. Antonelli will give it through, goes quickest, 1:29.48. So there's a little bit of time to come. Remember though that those times at the end of free practice were done on the softs, and now they're on that slightly slower medium time.
Absolutely, so it's all relative. Obviously, the medium time is naturally slower, so the fact that these sessions basically move on every time they hit the circuit. Yes, the
He now goes quickest on 1:29.2. The speed trap there, up to the front. Liam Lawson was the fastest through the speed trap at, think about this, 325 kilometres an hour. Hamilton, Leclerc, Antonelli, Lawson fourth, Russell fifth, Montenegro sixth, Oscar Piastri is now down. The start of running down Andy Swain as well, with personal best as befits that. Relative to the Ferrari. 7-0 with up to Harley Bowden and Bottas. Absolute best, personal best, and goes third fastest. Up towards the line, caps Pierre Gasly, and he goes 10th. It was a bad morning for Gasly, wasn't it? But the Alpine never came alive for him.
Seem to, hopefully, whatever, if there wasn't, no times yet from Albon Sainz alongside Stroll.
it's a little bit easier, but this year.
Lewis Hamilton, meantime, has done another personal best within the first sector, but he's about 2/10, just under 2/10 down on the absolute best first sector done by Oscar Piastri. So just under 4 minutes. Chris, shout if you find somebody who looks like being a real hero.
Well,
Yeah, both doing sort of harvesting laps there on the ground. And there's, again, people break the lead and then slow right down. Lewis Hamilton against so we've got a Ferrari 1-2 as Lewis sort of slaloms his way through the traffic. The sort of crawlers here that are slow lap. That was all a bit Mr. Lewis. That was only Bauman ahead of him, and he wasn't first speeding up, was he?
No, and that's exactly what that statement was from the FIA start.
Sort of pace as Leclerc did, and Hamilton did on their way to second, but Russell is in his first set of time, 28.577. 11 per second to get ahead of Norris and into the top 8.
Oh, easy set them down, isn't it? Only 11 tenths. But as long as George Russell progresses, then he's still in the fight. The ones we lose right now will be Beck, Ocon, Perez. That's George Russell then coming on ahead the straight now towards the end of his personal best. So here's the Williams coming down towards Stoke, turns right now, ready to drop down. To the end of the lap. And that's heavy braking the last parts of that into Club Corner. On the inside, a long right. So George Russell back. So he doesn't go any further, but Ollie Bauman, 15th, just squeezes through, Jay.
Yeah, absolutely. I was watching Ollie's lap there, and he was doing personal best, and he's really hustling that pass. He has done all season. He really drives the wheels off that car and just gets
Williams is going quicker, 16th and 17th back.
Making his way down towards the end of Vale, so floors the throttle, the car squirms underneath him, and he goes 15th fastest, but to get Alexander across the line, and 17th currently, so Ollie Bauman is on the bubble, he's 16th, Alexander's gap to him is 3/10, what can he do? Alexander is 14th, he's ahead of Sainz, he's in, so Bauman is out, Ocon is out, Perez out, as against 129.260 from this morning. So 13,000 different down to when it comes to SQ3. Take a fuel, and we're not going to do it.
P17.
So, if the first part of this was about not being slow, about getting through.
this one's a little bit more tricky because, in the first session, positions with that group that are kind of given to the two Astons and two Cadillacs. So, it's harder for the team now because Lewis has been quick in as we've seen earlier today, track limits in Bridgeford or an issue or something like that. So you have to keep
The question as to whether the Ferrari paces genuine, whether it's going to be a clear picture.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that the Ferraris yes, but there seems to be maybe something in the race pace that doesn't allow them always. Yes, they're
was actually the sprint last year in China.
Yes. There was much optimism there, and then of course the day after they both got disqualified from Grand Prix, didn't they? So this is really impact. He's brought a point 106 to his name. He's driver 9 times a British Grand Prix winner and 7. So, in terms of the prep lap, I think it's just out of the pits and then straight on the money, isn't it? You can't really hang about. You don't have the time to keep repairing the tyres. So, really, Chris, you see
Yeah, absolutely. And Verstappen is the one that's been quickest in the Red Bull through the first sector. Trying to get up from the Williams, has to be said. They're both at 28.5 through that first sector, which is comparable. First time this year that Alex Albon has got out of the first part of SQ qualifying. So let's see how he gets on. And Norris now goes even quicker than Verstappen through the first sector. He's got a 28.2.
Norris, you're riding with him then as the car drifts towards the curb on exit, heading down towards the back end section. 129.729 from sides, but as Lando Norris goes on time, he's indeed by one champion then, so the British driver. Into Stoke, there's Lando Norris then. Max Verstappen goes fastest at 129.242. The Red Bull was poorer on the top because Charles Day leading his first flying lap, goes third. Lando Norris does a 129.401. So Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton across the line. Before he gets there, Gabriel Bortoletto goes fourth. Oscar Piastri is about though, as Oscar Piastri goes fastest on a 129.120. In got Charles Leclerc in the meantime to see what he can do. He needs to be in the high 28s ideally, and it's a 128.922. So it's Hamilton, Antonelli, Leclerc, 2 Ferraris, well up there. George Russell is now going to break the beam, and George is 8th quickest there. So, talking this morning whether it was going to be good Ferrari, it's definitely good Ferrari right now. So, yes, yeah. So,
Red Bull. See Antonelli's time against Russell's time, but it was a little bit like this last weekend in Austria, where Russell sort of didn't really feature too much until the moment at which obviously that yellow flag. So yeah, interesting to see the two difference in lap times between them, but yeah, I'd imagine the likes of Russell and Norris need to go and do another lap just to make themselves safe.
yeah, because at the moment the ones we lose are 2 Williams, Carlos Sainz, Pierre Gasly, nor is Arthur minutes to go. We're still there for driving. Seeing probably try and save a little bit of time there. Just one lap and see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. In the position they're going to be and why.
But he's gone back out. So Bortoletto and Hulkenberg. So it's Lawson just time to hit and then go back out and do another run. So we've got 2 groups.
For Lawson and Lippard, and that's behind them fastest. Competitive first sectors. So if you
whether they stay in. Pierre Gasly goes 11, so he misses 14, so he misses out. So at the moment, Gasly, Bortoleto, Hulkenberg, Pogacar, Sainz.
The only driver who hasn't gone out is Verstappen. He's now in 6th place.
So first up, we've got Charles Leclerc going still a little bit late, so not having another run, hoping that he's done enough to be in that top 10. George Russell. So we're looking at Charles Leclerc in the meantime, who's first second. Three tenths off the best, but second to his personal best. Charles across the line in time to have a go. Has got to the optimum time, the rest follow suit, and the queue of cars is ready to go at pit exit then. So as yet nobody has broken the beam at pit out, but we have now got cars slowly emerging from the garage, and finally one does go down the pit lane. So the two Racing Bulls are good to go, and now all in a line, the 10 of them venture out. We're down to just over 3 minutes, so it's a prep lap and one flying lap here to determine the grid for tomorrow's sprint. And now out they come. So Oscar Piastri, Armin Lindblad, then Lando Norris. That's the first group. Armin Lindblad, Liam Lawson goes out now, and slowly, Chris, they come up towards you. Each car trying to lag back and let the one ahead go and get some clear track space.
It's like watching an England World Cup football match. This nothing happens until the very end, and then it all gets good and it's all fine. 2 minutes, 40 seconds to go. They're all getting quicker as well in this final part of qualifying, SQ3, because now they are allowed to switch to the soft tyre. This one, great job done by Liam Lawson to get through fourth quickest in SQ2. It's the first time this season that he's got into the final part of SQ2. Already, he's about 2/3 of the way up the Wellington Straight. The blink of an eye gets to over 190 miles an hour, breaks the beam and goes through the first sector time with a 28.186, which is very competitive, but of course they're all going to go quicker at this softer time.
The pioneer, a little bit wide maybe, coming out of Luffield there.
Yeah, Jabberski pushing really hard here. He's got a, like I say, a powerful sector as well as some best so it's now or never for all of these.
Norris, so four have gone through sector one. Antonelli now this will be the target time, as I say, for the pioneer. As he comes out, stopping the corner now. Kimi Antonelli quicker by nearly a full tenth. He's sector one.
Come on, Tim!
Come on! Is going to be, let's see, the flag is out, so every driver now does that. 1:27. But now Lando Norris makes the vignette. He goes quicker. 1:28.7. He's third. He goes ahead of his teammate. But Kimi Antonelli could well be the fastest so far. He breaks the beam. Kimi Antonelli is the quickest on a 1:28.3 and 7.
Hamilton absolute best in the sector. He's only just off in the first set as well.
Charles Leclerc coming up to the line then. The Ferrari goes second. Charles Leclerc goes second. This could be the fastest time. Lewis Hamilton coming in the top corner then. The sensors have been good. Lewis Hamilton breaks the beam and he goes. You managed to literally get into the paddock. How hard was this to get?
Once in a lifetime.
I'll say one would be Ferrari, then Mercedes, and Mercedes. Okay. So you think Ferrari, Mercedes, Mercedes? Okay, and yourself?
I'm a McLaren girl.
Honestly, if I didn't stop, you walked straight into it. No, if I did a step, he would have fallen over. It being the reason why he wasn't on the podium because he'd hurt his knee or his leg.
This is where the drivers hang out, but I guess we didn't take
Fingers crossed for your favourite driver to be on that top spot. Enjoy the magic.
3, 2, 1.
nearly took out someone who's also.
It's too far away, I think. Yeah, it is too far. It's too far.
Oh my goodness, where's that? Are you okay down there? Not impossible. Definitely not impossible. Yeah, okay, you ready? Like football. Oh, let's go. And what's happening?
describe Team Silverstone in one word as incredible, I would have to say unstoppable.
Amazing.
It's a very proud feeling to say that I work for Silverstone.
Looking forward to the whole weekend. It's nice weather as well, not too hot as well. I think this temperature is actually like what you want.
Perfect. A little bit different from the Silverstone, isn't it? It's crazy.
I like it. It's good.
We all like it. We all like it. Isaac Cameron.
So I want to do a bit for you.
Max, I know how much you love a sprint quali and a sprint race weekend, and I know how much you love playing Next one, Max, back to you. Next one, don't teach your grandmother to suck eggs.
I have no idea.
No clue.
Don't tell someone something they already know very well. Okay.
Fine. Back to you, Isa. Mind your P's and Q's.
Your business, I guess.
No way.